Hey everyone, welcome to My Sacred Circuitry. My name is Tanya and I'm really excited to bring this new series to you. So I'm going to be looking at the tarot, but through the lens of the different human design types. So in each episode, I'm going to go through a card. We're going to start with the major arcana and work our way through the minor arcana, the whole 76 deck of cards. And we're going to go through and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight in how would you take that information on intuitively as a manifestor, a manifesting generator, a projector, a reflector. What's the nuances? What's the difference in the message that is being given to you through the cards? So the tarot is like the intuitive hit. The human design is like the roadmap, the GPS, the blueprint of your energy type. And it's really interesting when you start looking at each tarot card specifically under your type. I know for myself when I pull cards to ask for guidance or answers, really the tarot is what's happening in your body already and it's realized out in existence once you pull it. And that's why a lot of the times you're like, yeah, I already knew that. It's sort of like you need that backup response. But I'm going to go to the next level and give you some action steps to take or some reflection points to work on through the lens of your human design type. So I'm really excited to have you here. Yes, there's probably going to be 76 episodes unless I group some together at some stage. But let's start today with the first card, which will be the Fool. And if you resonate with this information, if you like it, please give us a like, please follow along. We're a brand new channel and please share this with your friends. So I can't wait to have you on the journey and go through the whole tarot deck through the lens of human design. Let's go. So before we jump into today's tarot, if you're brand new to human design and you're unsure of what your human design type is, I will put it in the descriptions. I'll also put it on the screen here, my website address where you can go and get your free human design report, which will give you some information about your type, your strategy, your profile, and your authority. But we're just working with type today. My type, I'm a manifesting generator with a 3-5 profile, which means life can get pretty messy. It's up and down, but I'm here to experiment and to bring my learnings and my teachings back to the tribe as a whole. And I'm always looking for shortcuts. I'm always looking for a better way. And life's pretty messy with me. And I have my motor turned onto the throat, my sacral and my throat are connected, hence why I'm a pure manifesting generator. So this is just me in a nutshell, that I'm here to teach you what I have found, and I'm experimenting with things along the way. So enjoy the first tarot. Remember, if you haven't got your design, head over to the website to get your free chart. Right, before we jump into the first card, which is the Fool, it's actually the start of the major arcana card. So I want to touch on that briefly. So I want to take a moment to explain the major arcana and why they are different and why it matters to know this. So your deck is made up of 22 major arcana cards, which start at number 0, which is the Fool, through to card 21, which is the World. And then the rest of the cards are called the minor arcana. So that's your cups, your wands, your swords, your pentacles. So with the major arcana cards, they're not about the day-to-day minutiae of life, right? They're not about the relationships. They're not about work. They're not about emotions. They are more the bigger picture themes in your life. So think of the major arcanas like chapters, like they're a chapter of the book. They're sort of like an overarching theme. And they will help map out that journey of growth, transformation, and also, your becoming as a person. So when a major arcana card shows up in a reading, it's often a sign that something bigger is happening, something more meaningful is happening. So you might be at a crossroads in your life. You might be looking at closing a chapter, opening a chapter. You might be looking deeper into something. So in this series, I'll go through each of the major arcana cards, but obviously through the lens of the human design types, because no two people experience life the same, right? Not even twins, right? Twins have a very similar or exact, depending on the the time frame between their birth for their human design chart, but that doesn't mean things are the same for them. So no two people will experience these cards the same way either. So anyway, let's start where all good stories start. Let's start at the Fool. All right, let's dive into the very first card of the tarot deck, which is the Fool. So the Fool is the beginning. It's the energy of a clean slate. It's like a fresh start. It's a leap into something new. Hence, you'll always see the Fool on the edge of a cliff or something like that. But you're sort of not sure where the journey is going to take you. Okay, so this card carries a sense of, trusting yourself, but also the curiosity. And being able to follow a feeling without needing all the facts. Okay, it's taking that leap of faith. So it doesn't mean being reckless though, even though like you think, oh, the fool, foolishness, it's that child like innocence and curiosity. So it's about listening and to your deeper knowing. So to that sort of like quiet nudge inside that says, this is something that's worth exploring. This is something to take a look at, take a leap of faith, trust before you know everything. So it's that moment in the journey that sort of like in between space between, I suppose, where logic sometimes takes a back seat, turning this head off and instinct steps in. And that's a lot to do with human design, as well as actually stop leading with the head and start listening to your inner intuition, rather than sort of your head talking you out of everything, that logic stepping in all the time. So the Fool says, you don't need the full map. You don't need to know where the journey is going to end. That's the fun, right? It's just about taking and trusting that next step that you can right now. Like that it's in front of you right now. Take that next step. Trust. Have the trust. So it's about, really at the core of it, the Fool is about saying yes to the unknown, and not because you're sure of what the outcome will be, because you don't. It's but you're sure that this is something that's leading you in the right direction if you've had that nudging. Okay, so that's the general overview. Now let's step into the human design types and how that looks through each lens of each type. Okay, so let's talk about the Fool and the human design type of the Manifestor. So Manifestors, they're big, they're bold, they're here to initiate, they're here to start movement, start projects. So the Fool is sort of like, one of their cards. All their ideas come from an internal urge, an internal creative sort of push wanting to come out through you, not from something from outside influences or outside pressure to start something. So it'll come from inside you. So when the Fool shows up for a Manifestor, it's often that sort of like green light on that sort of like urge that they've been feeling to create something, to start something, to initiate something. You don't need permission. That's one thing with Manifestors. You're not looking for permission, but you do need to inform the people around you that you're all go. It's a happening thing, and then just go and do it. But you've just got to be really careful when the Fool does come in, is to check in on yourself. Are you doing this from a place of inspiration, or are you doing this from a place of anger? Like, are you moving and leaping to something because you're angry with something? Because that's the not self theme as a Manifestor, is this feeling when you're not in alignment. It's this feeling of like anger, whereas your self is a peace. It's like your peaceful feeling. It's everything's okay. So just make sure that if you are getting this card and you're like, yeah, this decision that I want to do something or initiate something, yep, I'm on track with it. It's coming from that creative inspiration place, not from a place of sort of anger or boredom or, potentially frustration. So because you're very powerful as a Manifestor, you need to make sure that you're moving from a place of that creative urge, not moving ahead to actually maybe, I don't know, prove someone wrong because out of anger, or just escape this feeling of anger by going and doing something else. So just be really aware of that. So this card is an invitation for you guys to trust your inner nudge, that inner creative energy, and bring something new, and something that's going to impact the rest of the world, because that's what you guys do. You're only 9% of the population as a manifestor. So if this card comes up for you, just ask yourself, is this something that I'm ready to start? Not because I've been told to, because it's come from internal, but because I can feel it in my bones, right? So if the answer is yes to that, and it's coming from a place of inspiration, this is your moment to go forth and initiate big things. Now let's look at the Fool through the lens of the manifesting generator. Now, MGs, we're here to move fast, respond to what lights us up. Moving fast is my mouth, and to skip the rule book, right? If it doesn't fit, we don't need to have the rules. We're all about shortcuts. We're all about trying new things out. Our paths are not straight. It's dynamic, it's responsive, and sometimes it's very unexpected. So when the Fool shows up for you as a manifesting generator, it really is a sign that there's a new path calling. Not to say that you walk away from the other paths you've got, because we are multilinear. We can have several things going on, but it means there's something new that's coming across for you to respond to. Okay, it's not about the manifestor who initiates things from within. We respond to outside stimuluses, and something's coming across our path. So it's calling in something fresh, something exciting, maybe something a little bit wild, but we're not asking you to rush into this. For a manifesting generator, we need to tune into the sacral response, the gut yes or no, and it's an immediate response. When this thing comes across your path, you will know. If you learning to tune into that and let go of the logic in your head. Don't make a decision from the logic from the brain. Make the decision from the gut, okay? Because we are very powerful energy, especially when it's aligned. But if you say yes to something too quick and you haven't tuned into this gut response, and it should have been a gut no, but you've said yes because you're a people pleaser, or you're coming from what makes logical sense, that's when things get messy. Okay, so the Fool card is here really to remind you that new beginnings are sacred. Right? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to respond with truth and not with urgency, making sure that you tap into that sacral response. So if you're feeling pulled towards something new right now, when you get that Fool card, it's a shift, it's a pivot, it's a fresh start for you, but just make sure you pause and check in with your gut. Okay, so if it lights you up, then that's your yes, and this card is saying go for it. So let's look at the Fool and what that means for the human design generator. So it is a little bit similar to the manifesting generator, because you're both generator types and you do have that sacral response. But generators, you are here to respond, not out of force, not to go and chase something down, but to follow what lights them up from the inside out, in response to something that's coming across your plate, not you seeking or searching it out, something that's been presented to you. So when the Fool card appears, it's sort of like that gentle nudge that when you've seen this thing come across the table, that and it lights you up, like you're getting that excited response, that there's something new and you're ready to begin. But it needs to come from that genuine desire to want to do it. This isn't about jumping at an opportunity just because it's there. Like, you might get presented a lot of things come across your table, a lot of things come into your vision, but not everything is for you. You've got to make sure that the right spark is initiated inside of you, and that sacral yes is like, hell yes, I want to do this. Because you're a generator, you have the ability to keep going and going and going and going, but you also have the ability to burn yourself out. And burning yourself out comes from saying yes to things that don't light you up, and you've said it because you're a people pleaser, or you think you have to do it, not from a genuine desire of wanting to do it. So to keep that generator battery going and without fear of burning out, we need to make sure that the thing that you're doing is going to be sustainable, that you want to put the hours in. It's something you can show up for every day and you can feel it, that yes, I want to do this, I want to do this. You're not forced to do it. You're not chasing it because you think that's what you need to do. It's something that you can align your energy with, and you can continue. You can work till the early hours of the morning, right? Because you're loving it. It's keeping you excited. You're satisfied by what you're achieving. So that is the generator's response. Like, you may only have one or two paths that you're going down at the same time, not like a manifesting generator that can be off in all different directions. A generator tends to sort of like master something. So you got to make sure that the thing that you're mastering, the thing that you're putting your time and energy into, is something that lights you up. So it's the kind of yes that makes you want to move your body, jump out of bed, get straight to work, put in the hours and show up again and again, tomorrow. It's the kind of beginning that's the kind of beginning that the Fool card's talking about, right? That energy around, I can do this all the time. I absolutely love it. I'm going to master this. So when it feels right, let your energy lead the way. So let's explore the Fool and what that means for the Projector human design type. So projectors are here to see deeply and guide others. And the way that they work with energy is very different to the other human design types. So if you're a projector, you're not here to push or to hustle your way forward. You're designed to wait for an invitation, to be recognized for your skills, your value, your knowledge. And then once you've received that invitation, then to move forward on this path with clarity and purpose. So when the Fool card shows up for you guys in a reading, it might feel like you're being called to leap out to something, to start something fresh, to take a new risk, to follow something new. But for projectors, this leap needs to come with recognition. So not only does it need to be a good idea, or not only do you follow this, maybe you have a bit of a gut feeling, okay, but it's got to be an opening that allows you to be seen, like, so people can see your value, and you need to be invited into it. So the Fool is encouraging you to stay open to new ideas, to trust that there's a new path coming. And this is the thing, it might not be like straight away. It's like something is coming for you guys, but you need to be discerning about whether you place your energy on that new path or not. The one thing that you guys have to ask yourself as projectors is, have I been invited to this? Is someone wanting my knowledge? Is someone asking for my value? Am I going to be seen in this moment or in this opportunity? Do I get the ability to share my wisdom? Okay. Or am I pushing and hustling my way in here because I want to prove something? Okay. So the Fool is saying to the projector, okay, there are new paths that are possible, but you need to wait for the right one to come along, where you are going to be seen, you're going to be valued, people want to listen to what you've got to say. You need to be invited into that space. And sometimes that can be like, well, I haven't had the invitation yet. Well, the Fool is telling you something is coming. You have to just trust and wait for that timing of that invitation to come along. So you need to make sure that you're open and ready for the right ones. So you're going to be ready for it, and open to it, not shut off. And when they do come along, they will feel light and expansive to you, right? They'll be aligned, and you'll be able to share your wisdom, and you won't be able to stop. And it won't be coming from a place of your ego bashing down doors wanting to be in. It'll be people willingly open the doors for your wisdom, and they'll hang off every word. Okay, so if the door doesn't open, it doesn't feel right in your body, that's okay. Just trust it, okay? So you need to be invited in, but the Fool is letting you know there's something coming. Wait and be open to it. So you've got that open energy. So lastly, let's look at the Fool card through the lens of the Reflector human design type. So reflectors, they're deeply connected to their environment and they move through life in cycles. If you're a reflector, and only 1% of the population is the reflector human design type, but you're not designed to make quick decisions or to jump off the ledge at a moment's notice, right? Like a reflector is meant to wait, to reflect, to observe, and to feel to what's truly right for them over a period of time. Now, that usually works in a 28-day lunar cycle, is usually this time frame where you've got to go through all the energies and all the people around you and then see what actually resonates with you. So when the Fool card shows up in a reading for a reflector, it might feel like, oh wow, something's coming, a sudden pull to start something new, to leap into the unknown. But your version of a leap is not like the leap of a manifesting generator, which is sometimes instantaneous. Okay, your leap is spacious, reflective. Okay, it just means you've got time to reflect over this period of time that something new may be unveiling itself, and you've got to look at it from all different angles, from all different energies. So the Fool's really inviting you to consider, is this time for a new cycle for me? Am I ready to release what no longer reflects who I am? Okay. Can I step into something that does? And as the reflector name is, it's a period of reflection that something new is arising, but how does that sit with you on all levels, right? So it's not about forcing a new beginning. It's about recognizing the energy around you may be naturally shifting through its cycles, and you're not that's not a true reflection of you where you're sitting now and you're moving into another cycle. So it could be that you're growing, you're learning more, it's not serving you anymore where you're sitting and you're thinking about sort of like moving on to a new stage. So if you're a reflector and you pull the Fool, just give yourself space. Nothing happens immediately with you guys. Sit with it, feel into it, and let the clarity rise with you over time. So when the moment's right, and your leap, however, it might not look like a leap to others, but it will be a leap for you. But you just have to make sure that when you do sort of choose that new cycle, that new stage, that it is deeply aligned with you from the inside. So that's the Fool, guys. This is the beginning of the journey, okay, seen through the eyes of the 5 human design types, or through the lens of the 5 human design types. So whether you be a manifestor, a manifesting generator, a projector, or a reflector, your path forward will look and feel different. And that is exactly the point, right? The Fool is reminding us that there are new beginnings, and they're not a one size fits all. So what matters is that you trust your way of moving, your timing and your energy. And as said, going back to that human design energy type for yourself. So this is just the start of the series, guys. The next episode will be exploring the Magician, the card that is all about creative power, intention, and making things real. So if this resonated with you guys, I'd love you to like the video, drop me down a comment, and let me know your type and how you feel the Fool shows up for you, and if that makes sense to you. And don't forget to subscribe, and so you'll get notified when we have the next episode up and live. So thanks for being here. I'm Tanya from My Sacred Circuitry. Remember, you can get your free report over on my website. Have the link in the description and on the screen here, and I'll see you soon with the Magician.